Hi, just checking in on you. How are you feeling? How are you doing? How is life treating you? And let me ask you something else. How are you treating life? Because sometimes those are two completely different questions. One of them you answer fast, and the other takes a minute. I'm glad you're here for both of them today. Let's chat for a little while, please. I'll start by telling you about my ridiculous habit. And I mean ridiculous. Not deep, not profound, just ridiculous. I'll talk to this camera like it's going to talk back to me, full of conversations. Pauses in the right places, like it's going to jump in with, Judes, tell me some more. Of course, it never does, but I keep talking anyway. You know why? It's because I get a little nervous every single time before I press record. You'd think by now the nerves would have packed up and gone home, but no. They just keep showing up right on time like an old friend who doesn't need to be invited over. But that's all right. I've made peace with the nerves. We're besties now. I think that's true of most things we're afraid of, honestly. They don't leave, and we don't ask them to. Anyway, I'm glad the nerves let me get through to you today because I've got something on my mind and I'd like to walk through it with you. So let's go back to that question. How are you treating life? Not life treating you. That part, a lot of it isn't up to us. Life comes at us, everybody. Bills come, bad news comes, a phone call at the wrong hour comes. Nobody gets to opt out of that part. But the other side of it, that's ours. I think about it like this. Life is going to hand you weather, rain, sun, storm, all of it. And we don't control the forecast. What we do control is whether we go out in it with an umbrella or we go out in it ready to jump into the puddles. I don't mean you should smile through everything and every pain. Being positive doesn't mean you should treat pain like it's rude for being here and you should just ask it to leave. Pain isn't rude, it's honest. It tells you something mattered. We often hear, be positive, just look on the bright side. I'm not asking you to just be positive without giving you some pointers on how to be positive in the midst of the storm. When it comes, when the hard thing comes, and it will come, don't feed it more than it needs. Don't give it the whole table. Don't offer it a seat. There's a difference between feeling something fully and living inside it permanently. One is human, the other one will wear you down to nothing if you let it. I'm speaking as someone who is right now in the middle of learning it, not someone standing outside of it teaching from a safe distance. I want you to know that because I'm about to tell you something that happened to me not long ago and I was not graceful about it, not even a little. In January of this year, I lost my uncle Jakel. He made his transition, as we say, and that word transition, it's a gentle word for something that leaves a very ungentle, painful hole. A few months ago, after my uncle's transition in late June, I had a show and I decided I wanted to do a tribute song to him, I Will Always Love You, to sing it in his honor. And that's a song I sing all the time. I can sing it in my sleep, as the saying goes. Sing. I remember before the show talking to my son and saying to him, Michael, I'm not sure about including this song. It might make some people cry, you know what I mean? There are a lot of family members in the audience, and I was concerned that some people might not be able to handle it. Some people, I want you to notice, I was standing there, very concerned about the emotional well being of my audience. Very thoughtful of me, very considerate. Not for one single second did I think that some people was going to be me. And my dears, the show got to the point when it was time to sing up for my uncle. I started strong, but by the middle of that song, I was in full blown tears. Gone. I couldn't really sing. I was more, let's say, the voice gave out on me. And I was speaking, just kind of singing some of the words, speaking some, and not anything like like it was supposed to be. But grief does not care what you're capable of on an ordinary day. Grief doesn't check what you can usually do. Thinking about that moment now, what was really going on? Wasn't that I was protecting other people from the size of their feelings. I felt I was immune, unaffected. I thought I'd be the strong one, holding it together for everyone else in that room. But it never once crossed my mind that my own feelings would be the ones too big to hold. I spoke of some people and forgot to put myself on the list. Well, it doesn't work that way, and it never has. Loss is real. I know that in a very fresh way right now. And I know I'm not the only one. I have people I love who are grieving right now too. Some of it is due to death. Some of it is a marriage that came apart. Some of it is a friendship or a relationship that just quietly ended. No funeral, no ceremony, just an absence where a special person used to be and now is gone. But all of it is real, and all of it deserves to be called what it is: grief. Grief makes you tender. It really does. You're so raw in it. Everything touches a nerve where there used to be nothing at all. And I think that what I wanted, standing on that stage crying, wasn't for this song to go perfectly. It was just to allow the feeling of loss and grief to come to the surface and flow as tears. And that falling apart in front of everyone wasn't a failure of the tribute. It was the tribute. So, if you're grieving right now, if you're suffering loss, and I have a feeling some of you are, I want to say this to you directly. You are loved. Not loved in some far off, general greeting card way, loved specifically. There are people praying for you that you have never met. There are people carrying you in their thoughts who don't even know your name, just your situation, just the shape of what you're going through. You are held by more love than you can currently feel. And that gap between how loved you are and how loved you feel, that gap is just what grief does. It's not the truth, it's the fog. And I know the advice, find joy in the simple things, can sound small when you're in the middle of something enormous. But I don't mean it as small. I mean it as survival, for your survival. Go outside and let the sun find your face. Watch it rise if you can manage to be up for it. And if you can't, that's all right too. Watch it set instead. Feel the breeze move across your face like it has somewhere to be, but it chose you on the way there. These things are free, and they were never taken from you, even on the worst day you've had. They're still available, right now, waiting for you to notice them again. We cannot give in to the hardship I don't mean pretend it isn't there. I mean, don't feed it more than its portion. Because hardship, left unchecked, has a way of calling in more hardship. It gets loud and it convinces you that all there is, that's all there is on the menu. So let's make room, even small room, for joy, for letting people love us back, which, if I'm honest, might be the harder skill of the two. Some of us are much better at giving love than receiving it. But remember, this hardship, this too shall pass. And that's not a small saying. People have been saying it for centuries because it kept being true. You will carry this. You will still be here. And you will be all right. I promise you that. I don't have it all figured out. Clearly, I don't. I fell apart on a stage in front of people just a month ago. But I'm still here because I'm still here talking to you right now, which means it's possible. Whatever you're in, it's possible to still be here on the other side of it, whole, maybe even a little more tender and a little more real than before. Let me not wear you down in your grief. So, after a tough topic, a little laughter never hurts. So, I'll tell you, next time I decide to do a tribute song for a dearly departed, I'm getting myself a very stern stage manager whose only job is to stand in the wings holding up a sign that says, Judes, remember, you too are in this. You're not immune. But truly, I see you. Whatever you brought with you into this conversation today, the heavy thing, the tender thing, the thing you haven't said out loud yet, I see it and I'm not going anywhere. If you need somebody to remind you that you are loved on the good days and on the hard ones, come find me again. I'll be right here with all the love in the world, waiting for you. So until next time, my friends, go easy on yourselves and go find that breeze.